Hello, my name's Adrian. Um, I'm not quite sure what this channel is going to end up being ultimately, but I wanted to make a sort of left-wing YouTube channel because I was inspired by Kenzo Shibata of the Class Time podcast, who put a tweet out that said, basically just whatever tweet. If you're on the left, whatever tweets you're thinking of doing, that could probably be a YouTube video. There's not much left-wing content on YouTube, so go buck wild. Really, that was probably not what he said, but something to that effect. And I thought to myself, hey, I know how to use a computer. I know how to use a camera. I have a microphone. Maybe I should give this a go arena. So I made a video last week that I never released because the audio was dog shit, about the Chaz, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, and the response to it, both from the right and the left. Wasn't very good, so you're not really missing much. Plus, I don't think anyone really gives a shit. But I would have released that, but the audio was total fucking shit. So it's a useless video. I did get a few nice swish dunks in on Tucker Carlson and his Goomba friends from Seattle who are whining about the Chaz. But the audio was fucking trash, so I had to throw it out. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do next until I saw all of this chatter going on for the past few weeks, I guess just a week or so, about fireworks.
I don't know if this has been driving anybody else crazy, but for the last 2 weeks, I've heard nothing but fireworks every night.
It's hard to miss it if you live in New York City, a nightly routine of fireworks, illegal fireworks, explosions into the night. The other night I literally jumped when some of them went off in my neighborhood. I thought it was gunfire. So who's doing this and why? And is anyone trying to stop it?
Fireworks are constantly fucking going off in American cities. If you live in one, you know what I'm talking about. I myself live in Brooklyn, where it's been going off. They've been going off for shit, man, 2 or 3 fucking weeks now. And the first time I heard it was the first time that it really caught my attention was I woke up at fucking 4 a.m. one night, and I heard what sounded like gunshot and what was a very consistent and that was kind of unsettling. That was maybe the first time I had heard that quite so distinctly and thought, oh, that's probably not fire, that's probably gunshots. But what at the time was pretty nebulous and kind of, unsettling or whatever, like 4 a.m. gunshot sounds, has developed into a more routine fireworks shooting off and you can actually see the fireworks. And I asked my roommates about that experience, and they were like, oh yeah, we saw it, down the fucking street. And it seems to have, sort of spread to different cities. I don't know if it started in New York, and I probably won't look it up. But it seems like it's kind of a ubiquitous thing that's been happening right around the same time now. It first started for me right around, I would say, probably week 2 of the protests. So, which I believe in New York was the week of the curfew, the bitch ass Bill de Blasio curfew. And it's become sort of a ubiquitous thing every night. And it seems to have spread to other cities, probably Los Angeles, though I don't know anyone who has shared that information with me. I remember seeing some stuff about it being in Philly, and I have some friends in Detroit who were saying that they've been hearing, a lot of fireworks. And so I think the ubiquity of it and the seeming, larger than a typical fireworks display quality to these explosions and fireworks has led people to begin conspiracy theorizing.
People were saying, well, these are young kids that are doing it, but it's really expensive to buy fireworks. How are they getting this unlimited supply of fireworks? And I hate to be like a conspiracy theorist, but these types of tactics, keeping people up late at night, I mean, it's used in the military. It's sort of this psychological warfare. I just wonder why it's being done and who exactly is doing it. It just seems extremely odd to me.
And to be honest, the conspiracy theories seem like a normal reaction to me, to feel something is not quite as typical as it would be during a summer period when there are going to be fireworks shooting off, but this feels different, right? This feels, it feels coordinated, and it feels, I mean, you know, I can attest to the feeling of going to sleep and every few moments, right as I'm about to get to sleep, a big fucking explosion goes off in the background, and it's unsettling, and it's a little stressful, or at the very least it does, you know, stop you from getting to sleep. And a lot of people have talked about how it has, you know, fucked up their dogs and their cats and their old people and their kids, and I get that, you know, frustration and you know, confusion in the face of something that doesn't quite seem to make sense. And I mean, it's not exactly like I expect the fucking cops to be too scrupulous about people's lives. Cops already use the fucking LRADs, and the U.S. military has used sound as a tactic to terrorize people and torture them for at least since fucking, you know, the Iraq War. And we've seen all these reports, at least during the protests, of like weird, you know, unmarked private military contractors or whatever joining the fucking cops, and like helicopters flying over DC and shit. So, you know, it can feel compelling and logical to put these points together and make it seem like, to you, that, you know, it's this like Thomas Pynchon style conspiracy. But like any good conspiracy, I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle of these two formulations of the truth. That it's, you know, it's just kids, you know, being kids, hey, who gives a shit? Or that it's a government-funded psyop that is intended to, you know, sleep deprive all of the protesters and make them go insane. The conspiracy theory seems to be built in part on the idea that no normal person could get access to these fireworks. That these are Macy's 4th of July level fucking fireworks. And that, at least in my experience, is completely fucking not true. Those are, and you know, I found a thread on Reddit where someone was saying that there's different classifications. I believe for consumer grade it's 1.4G or 1.3G, and then for commercial grade it's 1.4G or 1.3G, whatever it is. It's one is one and one is the other. But the point is, I have not seen commercial level fireworks. I have seen mortars that shot off and, you know, that are similar or reminiscent to the big fucking, you know, fireworks displays, but it's not the same shit. Is it loud? Yeah, it's real fucking loud. Louder than most fireworks seem to be, at least in my memory. But I also don't think it's this vision of people as completely helpless, that they're going off again. that they could not get fucking fireworks, you know, without some sort of cop infiltrator. It's the same thing as, you know, the outside agitators for protests. I mean, like, people in New York can go to fucking New Jersey or Pennsylvania and get fucking fireworks. I mean, I don't know, like, it's, you just have to have one friend with a car, and then you go over there, you fucking get a bunch and you're good, you know? I mean, like, the idea that this is, like, everyone is so helpless and they can only be, you know, given these fireworks by these people. And the idea, too, that these fireworks are so expensive that they're just outside of the range of, you know, any normal person. It's like, if you're like 18, 19, I mean, I have a friend, Kevin, who, you know, I mean, if you live at home and you don't have like a shitload of bills, you probably would spend most of your fucking paycheck on fireworks if you're like a dumb motherfucker. Now, I will say, in contrast to that, or in comparison, or in contra, the argument, it is a lot of people doing it. It is like a lot of people who would have to together, you know, come to this conclusion that they're going to spend a lot of this fucking money on fireworks. But it does speak again to another issue that is sort of unique to this situation, the COVID situation, is that, you know, there's no outdoor events happening, so all these fireworks manufacturers are probably, yeah, selling shit at a lower rate, and selling, you know, higher quality shit at a lower rate. I think the big place my thinking intersects with the, you know, the more conspiratorial thinking about this as a government psyop is that, to me, the most likely scenario is just cops being like, oh, you don't need us, huh? Okay, then we'll just stop doing our jobs, which, you know, the funny thing about that is they barely fucking do their jobs anyway. And you could, I mean, reasonably enough, I think, spin out the argument that, you know, cops have enough disposable income. It's not impossible that they could just fucking buy a bunch of fireworks and hand them out and say, hey kid, you want to have some fun? Knowing that it'll piss off all the neighbors. But I don't think it's the most likely scenario. Are cops cruel and spiteful shitheads? Yes. But they make up for it by also being stupid. Would I put it past, you know, any of these organizations with bloated budgets or with with a membership of upper middle class shitheads who are too resource heavy to do something like this? No. And maybe, you know, in some places that is the situation. Do I think that's necessarily the overarching conspiracy? I wouldn't say so. I think it's more likely that people are bored, prices are low, and cops are, you know, feeling like it's time to throw another little tantrum. But, you know, I'm just one man. I'm not very smart, and, you know, I could be completely fucking off base about this. So, you know, if you think differently, if you got, you know, your big manifesto you want to write me, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'll probably make more videos like this one. I'd like to, you know, spin this off into a larger left-wing YouTube channel. So, you know, if you know me, or if you are tangentially related to me in some way, you know, a friend of mine, you know, you can reach out. Let me know if you want to make some content. Yeah. That's all for now, folks. Stay beautiful.
I hate
Go ahead,
all
Joy.
fireworks except I hate all fireworks except Grucci fireworks. When you see the Grucci fireworks, you know that
Gucci?
everybody else is an amateur. Just watch the Gruccis, yes.
Gucci?
Those are the ones that are fantastic.
They're the families.
Grucci,
Sorry,
not Gucci,
July
Grucci. With an R.
I'm just asking-
Grucci.
Yeah.